We all know John Woo from his gunplay classics made in Hong Kong, such as Hard Boiled and The Killer, but what about his Hollywood movies? Many dismiss them, but there is a lot to enjoy in some, and here we give you the top 5 films he made in Hollywood. Before we start, there were some TV movies that John Woo also directed. Firstly, he did Once a Thief, which was the pilot episode for a TV series based on his Hong Kong film of the same name. Also, he did another pilot called Blackjack with Dolph Lundgren. Both have some nice John Woo touches and are worth a watch. Another interesting one was called The Robinsons, Lost in Space, a pilot for a proposed science fiction TV series. It was shot in 2004 but never aired. Okay, let's start with number 5, Silent Night. Made in 2023, Silent Night was the first film he made in Hollywood after a gap of 20 years after he made Paycheck. The film has an interesting premise in that the main character Godlock, played by Joel Kinnaman, cannot speak after being shot in the throat while trying to protect his son, who is killed in the opening scene. He trains to transform himself from a mild-mannered family man to a ruthless killer, giving himself a year to plan his revenge on the men who destroyed his family. A simple story told many times before, but with the unusual gimmick of no dialogue being spoken throughout the whole film, apart from a few words from the man's wife and radio broadcasts. They say pictures speak louder than words, and this has been taken to extremes by director Woo and works well for the most part. There were times when a few words spoken by other characters may have helped, and it does stutter the emotional proceedings at times. Joel Kinnaman is excellent in the role, a man so overcome with grief that once he sets his mind to do what he must do, everything else is tossed aside. Fans will wonder what the action is like, and I am happy to say it has many of the director's trademarks: violent shootouts galore and plenty of blood is shed. Number 4, Mission Impossible 2. Made in 2000, Ethan Hunt partners up with the beautiful Nia Hall, played by Tandy Newton, to stop renegade agent Sean Ambrose, Dougray Scott, from releasing a new kind of biological weapon. While a Tom Cruise movie, it also has the John Woo style all over it, including lots of slow motion and doves, although the lower rating softens the violence. It is at times frustrating, as it's John Woo light, as if he had one hand tied behind his back, but this has enough great action to satisfy most fans. Number 3, Broken Arrow. A great thriller made in 1996 and starring John Travolta and Christian Slater, this showed that John Woo could make a stylish, big-budget Hollywood action movie. When stealth bomber pilot Vic Deakins reveals his dark side, stealing 2 nuclear missiles, or broken arrows as they are called, for an elaborate slice of extortion, it is up to his co-pilot Riley Hale and local park ranger Terry Carmichael to track him down. Travolta plays the villain here and hams it up and chews the scenery nicely. Slater is good as his one-time partner, and the action builds up nicely to a tense and satisfying climax. It's all tied together by a fabulous Hans Zimmer score. While not classic Woo, it is still a very enjoyable slice of 90s action cinema. Number 2. Hard Target. When Hong Kong directors first went to Hollywood, they all seemed to make an action film starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, and John Woo was the first with the classic Hard Target in 1993. Van Damme plays Chance, who, upon rescuing Nat Binder, played by Yancey Butler, from a group of muggers, decides to help her find her lost father. The pair soon discover that her father has died at the hands of a wealthy sportsman who hunts homeless men as a form of recreation. They soon find out that Chance is the next on their list. 2 great villains played by Lance Henriksen and Arnold Vosloo help the film enormously, and the gunplay action is top class, especially the finale set in an abandoned funfair. Ridiculed at the time of its release in 1993, it has now rightly become a cult classic and one of the best films of Van Damme's career. Make sure you see the international cut of the film, as a lot of the gunplay was cut down for the original R-rated release. Thankfully, the longer version is now available to view everywhere. Number 1, Face Off. Reuniting with John Travolta, and this time joined by Nicolas Cage, Face Off is the one Hollywood film where you get to see John Woo let loose, with his unique style and vision. The story is to try and foil a terrorist plot, So an FBI agent undergoes facial transplant surgery and assumes the identity of a criminal mastermind. The plan goes wrong when the criminal wakes up prematurely and sets out to seek revenge. The absurd plot makes it fun as both actors go all out trying to replicate each other's characters. Exciting and balletic, this shows what John Woo could do when given more creative control. While his Hong Kong output will always be the best, these Hollywood blockbusters still deserve some attention and are fun to watch. If there are other films you would like us to review or you have your own opinions on John Woo's Hollywood output, please put them in the comments below.